we will obviously bring that to you as well. Reuters is reporting that the Capitol is no longer on lockdown, but that's sort of Jay Markham saying that's not what he's hearing, and he's inside the Capitol right now. So, again, this is ABC is reporting this, that, and they are only quoting a source as saying a female suspect reported dead on the scene in Capitol Hill. Again, there's no independent confirmation of that right now. But ABC News also saying that somebody tried to ram the gate at the White House and then fled to Capitol Hill, and that shots were fired. Now, that's the first time that we have heard that there's a White House component of this story. This is from ABC News reporting about 11 minutes ago that somebody tried to ram a gate at the White House but then fled to Capitol Hill and shots were fired. And we now know the situation. And our Brad Bell reporting that a suspect is in custody. Okay. Now we have some confirmation, and Jay Markham, if you're still on the phone, this is good news for you. Apparently, the lockdown is being lifted on the Hill, so that would seem to indicate that police have enough confidence in the situation, that they have control of that situation, that they can at least lift the lockdown, and of course that's going to make a significant difference in the lives of all those people who are inside. We heard earlier some very telling firsthand accounts from a couple of U.S. senators who were actually outside between the Senate side of the Capitol, and that would be the Dirksen Senate office building immediately across the street there on the corner. And they heard the shots. Both of the members heard the shots, were immediately rounded up by members of the Capitol Police Force, told to hunker down behind a car, were held there for a second until it was deemed safe, and then they were hustled inside. So any number of police officers in the area reporting. In fact, let's listen to those. We've got that recued, so we can play that for you right now. Listen, this is a.
Sheriff Russell might be in.
Have you guys heard about what the details are with any of this? Where were you? You had to get down.
It was on that whatever that driveway is.
Walkway right out here.
So you guys were outside.
Yeah, we were outside. We were just walking back to our office.
Walking back. Did you hear it?
We heard something.
About how many shots?
5 or 6, but there must have been some before because the police cars. Because Bob first said, "Well, these police cars." And
they were already
first
there.
We thought it was like a motorcade, but it wasn't apparently. But probably.
And
there were a lot of shots.
Are they telling you to shelter? Or
They just told us to come back first to get behind a car for 4 or 5 minutes, and then they'll come back here, and they put us come in that door. That's all we know.
I'm sorry, Senator, you said you heard shots.
We thought we heard shots. We saw a lot of police cars. Then we heard shots, and then the police told us to go back. We were simply walking back to our office.
I'd say we heard pops that sounded like shots.
Yeah, we thought
How many?
Well, we heard pops. We didn't know.
I heard 3.
We heard pops, 3, 4, 5 pops probably. That I don't know if they were shots or not. And then the police told us to come. We were just walking. The police told us to come
What side
back.
of the building were you walking on?
We were not yet. We were in the grassy area this way, that walkway where people park. Okay. And then they told us to get behind. Told us come back and get behind a car, and then take it from there.
how close to the You were just outside the Capitol. I'm sorry, were you on the other side of the Constitution?
No, we're just in the grass right now, walking towards.
It sounded like it was right outside of Dirksen.
But we don't know yet.
Right.
That's
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You didn't see where they were
Thank
coming
you.
from, a car or anything?
No. Couldn't see any about it. All I saw were police officers and police vehicles. I didn't see any other.
And you were walking, I'm sorry, you were all walking from Russell to here or from here to Russell?
From the Capitol towards Russell.
Our Jennifer Donlin has some very interesting news to pass along, and this sort of stitches together some of the other reports that we've gotten. Jennifer Donlin says the incident began at the White House, and apparently a woman driving that black Infiniti, that car that we have been looking at very closely. There you see it there behind those barricades. Tried to ram a gate at the White House. When that didn't work, apparently she sped off, got confused, or intended to head off to the Capitol, but headed toward the Capitol. And by that time, everyone was alerted. There was some sort of a pursuit. They were able to intercept the car, and there apparently were shots fired. Now, Jennifer Donlin seems to confirm what also we had heard earlier, and that is that if it was the woman who was driving this car, that she was shot, and apparently had been shot several times and is dead. Again, this is confirming what ABC News had reported earlier. Jennifer Donlin saying that the woman who was driving that black Infiniti is now dead. But here's the kicker. Apparently, there was a child inside the car. The female had a child inside, and we saw earlier a child being hustled away by a Capitol police officer. You don't want to make the link, but I thought at the time when I saw that picture that was very unusual. Sam Ford is live for us right now on the Newsline. Sam?
Okay, we are here on Constitution looking toward the U.S. Capitol. You see a car, a police car in the middle of Constitution Avenue. That is a Capitol police officer. The police officer is, perhaps there was the police officer who was in that car who was injured. You can see a deployed airbag car stopped in the middle of the street with doors open. The car seemingly disabled at this point. This has been going on here for, maybe close to an hour now. It's approaching an hour now, certainly. And what we're learning is that apparently a woman who tried to get into the White House to do some damage, didn't succeed there, and so the woman came here to Capitol Hill. Shots were fired. Perhaps a U.S. Capitol police officer was injured, perhaps other people injured, and we are being told that the woman shooter, the female shooter, was in fact killed by U.S. Capitol Police. But again, a lot of this information is, as we're getting it, it could change over time, but clearly there is an unusual